the Brute 2 Manifold. And I put down this cardboard so I don't risk tearing anything up. To take off the old ones, it's just a simple Phillips head. You can see how worn down these are. These used to look like these, more or less, a long time ago. So we've got this. Whew. It's in pretty rough shape, huh? Not too bad. I've got some wipes. It'd be nice to use, clean up everything. All right. I'm seeing how difficult this is. I don't think it'll be that bad. The whole thing pulls out as one piece. So look there. So pretty nice to have. But I'm going to clean up around here. It has been a minute. Careful not to get anything inside. I'm also going to do this one at the same time, because in addition to having these replaceable, like this, we can also replace the sight glass, which will be very nice. Now, what's pretty cool about it is they give you a tool to replace the sight glass with, because I don't have anything of that size. So that just slips right in there. And then we just get this piece, and I'll see if I can do it with this. So that'll make life a lot easier. And sure enough, I'm gonna wipe away this before I do anything else. Look at that. Here comes the part that I do not know what will happen. I'm not quite sure how to get this piece out. Ooh, man, that rubber seal had a fun time. So let's try just a gentle. Did that budget? No, it did not. Well, I'm not sure. Future Peter here. I actually did get the sight glass out. I rewatched the tutorial that Yellow Jacket has, and they really did suggest hitting it hard with a hammer, and then they said if that doesn't work, to actually break the sight glass, and I just wasn't super comfortable with that, so I got a rose stem and some hot glue, and I was able to just, at the risk of this happening again, just shimmy it out while tapping gently. So just real quick, I've already put the new gasket in. We've got that beautifully clear sight glass. Sits in there nicely, and then we put the secondary gasket in, and that's sitting nicely. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a little hard. And then I can just grab the tool, the nice little bit they provided, and we are done so. Installing doing these. We simply, if you look right in there, this piece just slips through. And we can tighten it. As you can see on this. Ooh, that's a much tighter fit. That's nice. So, let's get this down in there. Pull off this one real quick. We've had these gauges quite a long time, and so it's getting kind of hard to turn these knobs since they've rounded over. So we decided we would rebuild them and see how well that says. This is our first time rebuilding one of these kits, which I think will be pretty handy. Let's get that. I should have wiped off that first. So let's just repeat the process a few times. Slide that in. Tighten it up so that it's flush. Tighten that in. Put this on. Perfect. Okay. Ooh, that feels good. That feels real good. I'm telling you. Getting this stuff fresh on here. Huge difference. It's been a long time since these have looked this nice. I wonder. So both of these are tight. That's nice. That's real nice. You can see on these ones, there's no grip left on the middle. So a little bit less fun to use. Ooh, that is on there tight. There we go. Perfect. It's looking much better. So let's just go by that same principle. Let's knock out this side first though. That way I can clean up everything all at once. I'm not constantly having to shift between cleaning my tools and cleaning these. So, in anticipation of this being, that was a lot easier actually. Come on. Ooh, that did not want to come out. But I already changed out the actual gauges on it. These are, I believe, mineral oil filled or glycerin filled, and that is very nice to have. It's much nicer than just the regular ones, but you do have to be careful with these. I mean, you have to be careful with everything, but you just got to make sure you don't crack them because they will leak. But I think they read a lot more accurately and reliably. I'm always amazed at how people come up with these. Just such good ideas. And none of it seems, all that complicated until you start realizing just how much work goes into designing simple ideas. I mean, they built this to be able to be rebuilt, which is very nice of them. I want this to be tightened down. Let's see what this one looks like when it's tightened down. Sorry. I know this by feel. Let's get these. I want them at the same position when tight. I looked down myself. I'm sure it's not healthy to doubt yourself that much, but I always like to be sure. There we go. They are aligned. You have no idea how nice it is to have this stuff that has proper grip. It's been a hot minute since it's worked right, but also something, it's not in the rebuild kit, but I got it anyways. Our hook got lost a long time ago, and we have yet to replace it, and they do sell just a nice hook. Have it fully rebuilt, looking really nice and good. You can see how much age and wear they used to have. You can kind of see on some of these just what builds up. The O-rings start disintegrating. You start having to really twist hard to get a seal while you're working on things. And so it's just nice it's nice that the manufacturer and the people who designed it had the forethought to say, hey, instead of making someone just buy a new set, let them be able to rebuild it themselves. Let them go through the process so they can keep their tools in good tip-top shape. Basically, all I'm not replacing is this body right here. Because, I've got this and all these. It's the ship of Theseus, but you know what? It's a few bucks. I get these nicer filled sights, which I like, but that's just how you rebuild a Brute 2.